Glorious day to you, my friends. Satari nita ata, shioko atara. Today, we are going to talk about the inevitable power of Hridaya, our heart. There are two chakras associated with the heart, the Anahata, the heart chakra, and Hrit, or Hridaya, the spiritual heart. And these two, we can call them separate. They act functionally as two different things. Our spiritual engine, our engine is Hridaya, where we're always successful. This ability to interact with the law of attraction, where we think of something and it's sent out to the universe and we get it back. In our spiritual engine, this Hridaya is always churning. It is always functioning. It's already ignited. It is doing all the work for us. And Anahata, the unstruck, that's what Anahata means. Our heart chakra is the bridge. It's the bridge of so many things. It's the bridge of our conscious mind and our heart mind. It's the bridge between our thoughts, this conscious mind, this thing that we think is running this planet, this thing that we think is running our vortex and everything. That it's the bridge between our lower chakras and our upper chakras, this physical nature of what we wish to create and the subtle nature of the universe. Anahata bridges this gap. It bridges our understanding. It bridges our ideas of reality. And when we understand that our bridge and our engine are operating in the same space, and that all they're asking us to do is align. That's it. Because Sat, the truth of this existence, it is what it is. And there's nothing that we don't need to give it any more meaning. It's as simple as that. And Chit, consciousness, our spiritual heart is the real consciousness in our being here. Our conscious mind of what we think is this operator of our meat vessel here, that we think it's in control. That's our ego. That's this operator in the control center, that it's not really in charge. We can utilize mind over matter, but this mind over matter is the conscious mind really aligning with the heart and letting go. It's also focused on an idea, while our heart is already focused on this idea. And this is all that alignment really is that our conscious mind is aligned with our heart mind, creating this coherence. And when we are coherent with our heart, we're coherent with all of existence. And the only thing that's left, the Sat Chit, is the Ananda. Our inner being, Hridaya, is already this radiant, blissful whole. This self-organizing, radiant whole. We are already complete. When we align our conscious mind with our heart and create this coherence, this flow. Coherence is just a fancy word for flow. That's it. And this flow creates the flow of our vortex. And instead of fighting it with demanding what the ego wants, what our conscious mind wants, when we align and we let go of the expectations and the attachment to the outcome, we are now coherent with the universe. We're coherent with our heart. We're in the flow. And this is where the power of mind over matter and the bird confirms. And that's a woodpecker. This is where the mind over matter really matters. This is where we're starting to create with the universe. And these limitations of this physicality hold more meaning because we understand how they come together and how we, in our conscious mind, can actually bring stuff into fruition, into our life. And yes, yesterday and today, the last day of February, we're experiencing the conjunction, the alignment of Venus and Mercury in retrograde. But Mercury is the communication, and Venus is our heart, the love. Many people believe that we're not supposed to reach out or communicate because communication is in retrograde. It's going to be harder to do. Okay, well, everything is a permission slip or an excuse. Mercury in retrograde is simply asking us to invert our thinking, to allow our heart to do the thinking for us. It's as simple as that. That's it. And the conjunction is the same thing. Because when we let our heart and our conscious mind think together, what would you do if you weren't afraid? If you weren't afraid of failure? What would you do? That question over 25 years ago started this avalanche of a change in the mindset and a change in what I started to bring about. What would you do if you weren't afraid? Just align the mind with the heart and then act. It's as simple as that. And this inevitability, this inevitability. The tilde over the end started out as an accident, but now it's a real thing. Check out the description. It's got a lot of really interesting details, at least interesting to me. Hopefully you will find it just as interesting. So I thank you, my friends, for sharing in my highest bliss. So shine on from the heart center. Oh, one last thing they wanted to say is that our inner being, this radiant, this self-organizing radiant whole, is radiant all by itself. But when we align our conscious mind, because our conscious mind is this thing that's experiencing the contrast. Our inner being doesn't experience the contrast. That's the funny thing about it. We are assigning this meaning of contrast, and our inner being is just experiencing the truth of it all without assigning any meaning to it, without assigning any extra meaning from what it is. Okay, so how can we be more radiant in our bliss? If we align the conscious mind with our heart center, we're going to radiate. Our aura is going to be shinier. We're going to be noticing that we're radiating, and not just our heart center. Our whole being is going to radiate this radiant bliss. And the crow confirms. So now, shine on, my friends. Shine on from your inner being. Shine on with your inner being. And maybe even shine on as your inner being. And make it a great day. Why? Because why would you leave it up to anyone else? Nisa, tahatarakahayata.